Yeah. You bitch ass niggas out here. What you doing? It's your boy YBK41 here from the OA. I'm my boy Russ, sound engineer. How you doing, son?
I'm good.
And we're here with our new guest here, Ameer.A. How you doing, son?
I'm all good, bro. How are you?
I'm good, bro. How are you?
Good, man. That's good.
Life's good and all. Just came back from England. How was it, bro?
It was good, man. It was good. Just the weather. Even just going over there and you think, like some of the boys are saying, we're walking out of the hotel, coming out into the city, like the London City. It's basically Dublin 2.0, bro. It's just a lot of the stuff, all of the signs, even the roads, architecture, the people there. It's just a different accent, same foods. It's just basically London is what Dublin would be. Yeah.
If they have.
Dublin's developed, but like London would be what Dublin is in about 20 years. Like Dublin's growing out now, but obviously not to. It's growing out kind of like into the suburbs and stuff. But
yeah.
It's it will be London in like 20 years, honestly.
I've actually been realizing that now, going around Dublin. I'm seeing these buildings. I'm like, damn, when did these niggas start getting these tall ass buildings now? It's not even tall ass buildings, but it's pretty tall ass buildings.
And they look modern as well.
Yeah, man. I'm starting to get that shitty ass vintage bricks out of the way, man. Yeah. Fuck, man. I don't care about the history, nigga. The history's gone now. That's 1916. It's fucking 100 years away now. Fuck out of here and start being modern, like, fuck. The whole place is vintage as fucking ancient, like fucking Dublin, nigga.
Yeah, but did you actually see that filter? I seen a filter on TikTok. It was like the world would look grey when you take off this filter, and like it's a filter where like it makes the world look more kind of like colourful, and then like when you take the filter off, you don't realise how grey the world is. And this was, I think that video was in, I think it was like somewhere in Italy or somewhere in Germany, where it's a bit more colourful than Dublin, but it's still not as kind of like vibrant as like maybe like a tropical country. And then when you take the filter off, it's just grey, and you just kind of realise how like kind of dull the world is. And maybe that kind of like, I don't know, kind of reflects off our mood in a way, kind of just, we wake up, we go outside on our way to work or something, we just see that, it might kind of like trigger, I don't know, maybe like a chemical in our brain. It just kind of doesn't give us that good vibe. But look, man, it's gotta be good.
That's why when I'm doing all my like photography shit, I always kind of be colourful, at least make it a kind of fucking fantasy world, my world kind of thing of Dublin, because fucking hell, because nigga, when you're taking pictures and shit, like fucking hell, Dublin's grey as fuck, like like, especially for you do photography as well.
So I've been out and about as well. I've been down the docks, down the canals, the Liffey. They're sort of usually the best places to get nice pictures, but as you said, it's just grey. Like all the buildings are grey and boring.
Yeah, the fucking sea is flat as fuck too. Like where the fuck is the water, my nigga? Like fucking hell, man. Where's the waves? Where's that fucking tropical note? But like, that's how you know that Europe is actually like, it's kind of weird. Europe, it's kind of divided. It's like the south side of Europe is so tropical, but then the north side is so Viking era kind of fucking shit. But it's a bizarre world. But like, man, fucking hell, what country would you right now want to go to?
It's a good show.
Is this including COVID and all that, or
if there was no COVID?
Okay, no COVID.
No COVID. Good show. There's probably a few places.
Top 3 or something.
I'd definitely say Turkey. I like Turkey a lot.
Why Turkey?
First of all, it's cheap. There's a lot of resorts there. You literally meet everyone. Maybe not the Brits. They're a bit scummy. But like, maybe Turkey, because it's just an overall nice vibe. I'd say maybe. See, I'm trying to think of places that like not a lot of people go to. Well, say in Turkey, a lot of people go to that. But like, I would have said maybe. Maybe somewhere like south of France, somewhere like Nice, somewhere like that. That wouldn't be too bad. I feel like it'd be obviously like maybe the language barrier might be a bit of a thing. But
what do you mean? You did French.
I did French, but like I'll be able to like make my way like kind of like around the city like with the signs and stuff. But like trying to like converse in the language in French, I'd probably definitely struggle. And even if I do end up speaking French, to be able to tell through my accent like this guy's not a native.
Even the accent as well is kind of fucking.
Yeah. Even in France, obviously there's different accents. It's like
so strong as well. Some of them are so strong and weird,
especially in the West.
French cultures. You're not going to understand the French cultures.
French farmers and stuff.
Yeah, man, no fucking vintage.
Yeah, so probably
born and raised type niggas.
So probably maybe Turkey, south of France, and I don't even. What am I? Did you say Europe or the world?
The world, man.
Oh, the world. I thought it was Europe.
You did say Turkey.
Oh, yeah. Well, like, the European part of Turkey. So, maybe Turkey.
Turkey's in Europe.
Yeah, do you not know that? This
My bad, I'm pretty shit.
This is Istanbul. Do you not know Istanbul? It's the city of two continents. It's Europe. There's one part in Europe and there's one part in Asia. It's literally just a divide. You never played Assassin's Creed?
No, because I just thought Turkey was like an Arab land.
Nah. It was ruled by the Ottomans. They're like
video games are good for something.
Yeah, exactly. Assassin's Creed, bro. Assassin's Creed.
Which Assassin's Creed though?
It's Revelations.
I didn't play.
It's when Ezio goes on a mad mission to find like all Altair's like like his history and stuff.
I haven't played that shit in so long.
I don't know how I remember it.
The last Assassin's Creed game I played was Assassin's Creed 3 with Connor.
Oh yeah, is that the American Revolution? Yeah. That's actually I think that was the last. No, I think Black Flag was the last good one.
Yeah,
and then after like Syndicate
Unity and shit were awesome.
Just mad history lessons.
That's when video games, to be honest, kind of
went away from the campaigns, and that's the thing. Right now, did you see what happened to PES?
Oh, it's become free.
Fucking hell!
PES is free.
But it's shit. Like no career mode, no nothing. It's literally exhibition matches with like 8 teams or something. Apparently, there's like still.
But that makes sense because they probably put so much effort and money into it, and obviously
they're trying to do a little free to play.
Yeah, but no one buys that shit over FIFA, you know. So I'd say they've had to make it free.
But FIFA actually, there's even rumors that
FIFA might be going to free to play next year.
Yeah, I'm hearing that.
FIFA,
maybe not free to play, but it could go down to like €20 at Christmas.
Yeah.
Whereas usually it still stays at the same retail price. If not, it drops down from like 70 to 50 on a normal year. But like I'm hearing rumors that it might come down to 20. To be fair, like I even got FIFA 21 this year, and I played it.
I played it 4 times, Nick.
I got it in around obviously when it comes about a week after it came out. I played it like whenever I came back from like college or stuff, and like maybe on the weekends occasionally. And then after December, I just didn't play it at all. Yeah, I just didn't play it. I didn't play it at all.
Yeah, I see you in your story. You've been playing.
I do. I play it all the time. I play not Ultimate Team. I stay away from that. Like career mode more so. Yeah.
I'm trying to get into that.
Or if I'm playing online with friends or whatever, I might play Volta football because that's quite good. The 5-a-side street football. No, don't like it.
It doesn't feel like FIFA Street.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. It doesn't.
It just has that.
There's no Ronaldinho in it, you know.
Yeah, it just has that FIFA gameplay in a Volta kind of. I'm like.
Yeah.
Like I do. Like the thing is, after FIFA 17, I started getting very hardcore into the manager mode. I stopped playing the fucking Ultimate Team because I realized that shit is just boring as fuck. But manager mode,
like, I started spending all my money on that shit.
Did you actually?
Bro,
like actual real money.
I was like 15, 16. Yeah, I used to spend. Like I only had a job in Pinheads or something back then, maybe Hillbillies or something. So I wasn't making loads of money, but all my money was going on packs back then. I swear.
Fuck man.
That's the thing, man. FIFA, like I don't know what the fuck happened to FIFA after that whole fucking engine, the new engine they made, Frostbite. After that shit went downhill.
Yeah.
That shit went downhill. Like the only thing that would bring FIFA back to normal is if they actually do something with manager mode. Like I know they did a good update in FIFA 19 and FIFA 20 with the, especially FIFA 20 with the you had your own, you can create your own shit like your own manager. But still like, and 21 you can put like wingers into left backs and shit. Like it's understandable, but nigga, still a dull ass game.
Yeah. They could do so much more with it.
Yeah. There's so much potential in it that they're just ruining.
Even do you remember? I was just even thinking back to it about FIFA. Remember back in the day, 2015 days. Xbox, me, you.
When you started crying every time I whooped your ass.
Nah. See,
we're fucking Sharoot or fucking Welbeck.
So we used to go every day. It was me, you, who was it? Hamid, Salah Mohammed used to be there, and I'm not sure if Rian was on it. I haven't talked to Rian in a while, but like, I think he used to be on it, but very occasionally. It was basically us four. Yeah. I'm probably forgetting 1 or 2 people. Apologies if anyone's listening and if it's them. But basically, I remember back in the day, like new managers just hop on. I remember we used to take the piss about how Salah Mohammed used to like kind of rap like remember like Fetty Wap. He used to just like he just start singing. I'd just be like, yo, who's singing that? And you just hear him like his mum would call him. He's like, yo, boys, I have to go. And like, what do you mean, bro? Where you going? He's like, I have to go. I'm like, bro, sing that song again. Sound like Fetty Wap because I was like what 2014, 2015 when he was like popping off, and now he's following him. Yeah, 70s.
What a song!
I remember how many used to
That's still his favourite artist to this day, man. He still listens to
like he was a very good artist. I don't know what the fuck happened to him.
He just fell off, bro. I think do you know what it was? I think it's like in terms of like his marketability, kind of like his kind of sound. Like it wasn't like something you could kind of play around with. So maybe like someone like I don't know. For example, I'm gonna give an example here. So maybe someone like a Chipmunk, or what I say Chipmunk, Chip. No one calls him Chipmunk anymore, but Chip over in the UK. He's been able to like kind of diversify and kind of, you know, switch to different kind of genres in the music scene. Like he's been able to adapt so much, and that's why everyone kind of sees him as kind of like that cliche kind of that guy in the scene that like you can literally hop into any beat and just spit onto it.
I'm saying Chip is probably one of the most lyrical rappers. Just because
you
we
see
knew.
What he released after Stormzy released
Clash.
it. Clash.
Fuck, niggas started Disney's hairline and shit. I was like,
and he's talking about knocking on the inside of Dave's, I think Dave or Stormzy's forehead, inside of his brain. I was like, wow.
He's like, because Stormzy was like, gotta watch for every single day of the week, blah blah blah. And Clash, Chip was like, gotta watch for every day of the week, but you're still watching me. Things like this. So
I'm not gonna lie, I think Stormzy is a bitch for not actually responding at all. Like, this nigga's doing that bitchy response. Like, he's like,
I see something where it's like, it's actually better off if he just doesn't reply, because that's literally what Chip would want.
Yeah.
Chip wants him to.
that's what happened with the Pusha T and Drake thing. You remember? Drake fucked up by doing that because he knew Pusha T had ammunition that he didn't know. He thought he dropped W freestyle. He thought it was gonna be some Meek Mill type shit, but this was Pusha T. This nigga was smart and intelligent.
And Drake probably felt like he had to reply, he had to respond, which is not a good idea. Just take the L.
I remember that 2018. Fuck, when I heard about the Adonis and all this. And like literally, as soon as I saw the fucking cover art of the song, I knew Drake had lost. I saw that cover art, I was like, "Fuck's sake, Drake, what did you do?"
No.
And then he started saying, "Fucking hide your child." I was like, and then.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
But the worst line, I think the worst line was when he slagged OVO 40. OVO 40 hunched over like, yeah, tick tick tick. How much time you got? That nigga is sick. I was like, oh, how are you able to use your own fucking catchphrase and diss your own best mate because he has some disease?
Oh yeah, they were mates. Yeah, they were mates. Yeah. I remember they were mates.
Fucking hell, man. And then that's when Drake said, "Oh, he went too far with the whole beef because he started dissing someone who has actual disease." Like, nigga, didn't you diss Kid Cudi for having like depression? So I'm like, bro, it's a win-win right now.
Yeah.
It's the game, bro. It's the game.
That's
the
the
game.
thing.
Yeah, it's madness.
So that's the thing. I don't know if Stormzy has the balls or energy to go against Chip, because either way, Chip is going to fucking Chip has like at least 6 diss songs ready.
Yeah.
He has nothing to lose. Stormzy has everything to lose.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
He's everything. He's mobile, buff, all this fucking. They have fucking head of rap right now in the UK.
Stormzy
And
doesn't need to do it, bro. He's very mainstream. You know, he's very. He was like kind of
shit, like,
basically like he's literally, I don't think he maybe
He's a pop star.
I don't think he's maybe Ed Sheeran level but he's like maybe 1 or 2 levels below. I think he's kind of obviously I don't even think he's a pioneer of UK music anymore. I think because right now I don't know, like in terms of the UK music scene, it's basically
anyone that has a big popper
it's drill,
song.
bro. It's drill, but it's like not like Harlem Spartan or like old school type of drill. It's kind of like RD type of drill. It's like playful, colourful type of drill, like RD, Tion Wayne, like there's colours.
Basically
all that stuff. Like some of the songs, it's like I understand why it's a banger. Like obviously, like some of the songs you hear on TikTok and stuff, like they are bangers. But like I don't know, I kind of feel like maybe like 2015 to 2017 or even 2018 UK music was like I think it was like in terms of like it was like Afro bashment, dance hall, reggae. It was like a conjunction of just.
Yeah, what's it?
A lot of
Barking and
stuff.
all.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Fucking.
I think right now though, Dave is the most marketable. I think he has the most hype around him as well. Like you know, Dave's album dropped. Everyone was like, "Oh, I can't wait for Dave's album to drop."
The story,
now,
everything.
For me, it was a bit of a disappointment. There was some songs in it that were like there were some bangers in it, but then there was some songs that I was just like, I expect more. But then, as I said on my private story, I said. I understand because he needs to appeal to the charts and the casual fans as well. So
that's the thing about in the music industry, and that's why I was kind of like, man, to be honest, fuck the music industry, is because there's a decision. You can be loyal to where you are, but the problem is you're not gonna get that recognition. But you can sell your fucking whole culture, vulture type shit into the mainstream and become the biggest artist. But then people want to look at you and be like, oh, but you could have stayed in that lane. But then, like for example, Designer was Designer was actually so lyrical before Panda came.
I forgot about him, bro.
Before Panda came, he was like pretty good at freestyle.
Where's he been since Panda?
In the trenches, nigga.
He released one song and it was actually 6-7. He released one. It was all. Remember, it's all around the. It was like probably don't know it, but basically it was a song with like I think it was him and some random DJ. And then 6-7 hopped on the remix. That was an alright song, and it didn't push him back up to like kind of like when he was at Panda, but it kind of pushed him back up again. Like okay, we can see that if there was another proper banger after this, then he's back up there. But I think after that song, he kind of I don't know. I haven't really heard of him like that. I don't know.
Neither, boy.
Surprising.
Yeah, no, what's it? I think Designer. That Panda shit was literally once in a while.
Yeah.
Like there was a few songs that came after like Timmy Turner. That was hard.
and like they were good, but they were like everyone was like panda harder. No, it's just because I think people had that conspiracy theory with Timmy Turner with that whole Lucifer and all this shit. Fuck off, man, with that whole fucking Illuminati conspiracy shit. That kind of ruins rap when like, well, to be honest, now it's like like selling your soul to the devil is like trendy now. As we were talking about it when we got kicked out of our fucking studio.
Speak about that.
Yeah, now we're in the room. That's why the quality might be a bit weird. It might be a bit weird this episode, but it's just because
it should be fixed by next episode.
Yeah, we'll be back. But basically, we were literally talking about how there's now it's like it's popular to actually talk about the devil and shit. Like that's not cool, man. Like everyone knows that's not cool.
Talking about Lil Nas X and just kind of how his audience and like his demographic is what. Like even like I was even mentioning earlier, like about how my younger brother was listening to him, like not the songs he's putting out now, thank God, but like Old Town Road. But obviously everyone was listening to that, so everyone kind of like grow attached to him because that was like his song. And then like after be like, oh yeah, I want to stick with this guy, see what what he's putting out and stuff. And then you just see like I went on his Insta just last night and just seeing the stuff there. And it's not like I have no problem with like people like that. Like like do what you want as long as it's not. As long as because like at the end of the day, you're an influencer. I don't think he kind of understands how much influence that he has in terms of like his people who. It's not good for the eye, basically. What I'm trying to say of some of the stuff that he's trying to do, and I don't think he kind of understands his power and his influence on some of the kids today. And you just see like you guys were even saying it in some other episodes how you were walking down Cork Street and you see some girls like. Doing some mad, I don't even want to say it, but doing some mad stuff for the TikTok.
12 years old, man.
So like wrong. It's I don't know, like stuff like that. Like even you kind of stuff like that. Also, I don't know about yous, but like for me personally, I kind of reflect on myself, and I'm like, I also gotta like fix myself. I also gotta make sure that I don't. Obviously, I'm not gonna be. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get someone to dress up as the devil, and I'm gonna spread my legs. I'm obviously not gonna go to that level like what he did, but like I'm obviously gonna make sure that I set a good example for obviously like my little bros, my cousins, just for anyone, even your friends, bro. Yeah, even your friends, your family that comes, just anyone around you. You just wanna set a good example for yourself and just portray yourself in a good light.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the thing about Lil Nas X and why I kind of don't agree. Like I get it. The thing is, what he's trying to do is trolling. He's trying to troll religion and homophobic. But the problem is like Nick, like I get it. You're trolling them. But you're also giving ammunition to these niggas too. Like, what the fuck you doing?
That's the word,
Like, bro, you're trying to kill your career by being known for that.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing. You're not gonna be when you get to like, especially now, he's young, he's our age. When he gets to 30, niggas gonna remember this nigga as that nigga that twerked on the devil.
He's smoking too much crack, man. That's what it is. He's smoking too. Yeah, well, that's usually why people go down these weird roads, is because they're on drugs and their mindset gets a bit a bit scrambled or whatever.
The devil some type shit.
Yeah, and then if they don't take a break, if they don't clear themselves out, go on a what's it called, detox.
Oh yeah.
If they don't go on a detox, your head can get really fucked up really quick. And if you have all the money that they have, he brought out runners with blood in them, didn't he?
Yeah, now he's like getting sued by Nike and all.
Yeah,
like that's the thing. You're actually trying to.
Yeah, I know you're the one about. Yeah. So basically, he released a pair of 97s, and he got sued by Nike because it wasn't even a proper Nike collab. And then and the thing is, 666 pairs were released. There was a drop of human blood in like, I don't know how the 97 is kind of designed, but like there's like a little part that's like air bubble, and like the blood was in there, and like whenever you tilt the shoe, the blood was coming out, and like that's not coming out, but like you see it.
Yeah.
And the fucking blood is that? That's what I'm wondering.
It cost like $1,028 or something like that, and like bro, just that he was just I think it was an undefeated collab. I don't know anyway, but I just know that it wasn't an official Nike collab, and he ended up getting sued. Yeah, getting sued.
Like that's the thing. Like I remember watching an interview with Vlad or someone else from 3-6 Mafia, one of the guys from 3-6 Mafia. And 3-6 Mafia were kind of known for doing that whole devilish thing. And the guy was talking about back in the day, like he actually seen the devil. Nigga, you doing PCP crack and all, you actually that's the devil in you. That's you. The devil inside you is the person that's doubting you for stuff. Like if you wake up and you're like, oh, you're in a shit mood, oh, you should be sad. That's the devil fight. Like if you want to get away from alcohol and they're like, nah, you're sad, you need to drink more. That's the devil. That's the shit that Lil Nas is kind of promoting.
which is the issue. And I feel like he's also a tiny bit having that issue as well, especially being in the like fame and having a bit of controversy too.
What you're trying to say is like he's on a bit of a like an identity crisis.
Yeah. Okay, so let me pose a question to you both. For people like this who are using their platform for bad, cancel culture, do you agree with it or not? Still not. There's different ways to go about it.
What's this? So what you're saying is
like people that are in a position of power, but they want to use it to promote some fucking weird shit, like worship the devil and all this weird things that's going to spread throughout all their fans and whatever. Is cancel culture then appropriate, or do you think?
Can they even get cancelled?
To be honest, that's the thing that makes. That's actually a question I actually now. Like wondering what the fuck actually, because niggas get cancelled. Niggas get cancelled for something minor.
Yeah, exactly.
From previous tweets or some innocent.
Like obviously Shane Dawson got cancelled. Someone else got cancelled recently. I don't know who it was. I think it was obviously Dutch Velli got cancelled. Yeah, no, I know you like Dutch Velli.
Dutch from the Six.
No, not Dutch from the Six.
I haven't actually listened to that in a bit.
You don't say to 14-year-old, I want to see your toes. I don't care if it's your cousin. You don't. It's just weird. I like, to be fair, like if we're besides that fucked up stuff, his music is banging. Yeah. His music is like he really was actually on the way to the top. But like,
now he kind of fucked up his career. But would you say, like as Ross said, would you say would that be cancelled? Like should you cancel the guy for that? Like the thing is,
specific situation.
I feel like niggas need a second chance. Motherfuckers don't give second chances anymore or third try. Like the thing about Lil Nas X, he had a second chance. He had a third chance. Yeah. But the problem is like. He's still doing it just for clout, because he knows that if he doesn't do it, his clout game is gone. Like no one's gonna care about him. That's what happened when Old Town Road. Everyone was like, "Yeah, he's a one-hit wonder." So he knew he had to go to the extreme by doing some bizarre shit that's promoting it into YouTube platform where there's actually little niggas actually watching that shit and little niggas that actually support that shit. Exactly. Like that's the thing. Now, when you saying should he get cancelled, sort of. I'll say sort of with that. Sort of get cancelled, but not like. Don't remember this nigga, but just be like, yo, we'll give you another chance, but listen, you gotta change your shit. You gotta change your shit up, or like we ain't fucking with you anymore.
Like a warning. Give him a warning, and then that makes sense.
I agree with that. Like I think, like how would you? I'm even thinking now. How would you give that warning? Would you be like, yo, can you not like kind of maybe you can't really give someone like a studio ban where it's like you can't hit the studio for like I don't know, maybe like 6 months, can't make any tracks. If you want to do anything, you might have to be at home or something.
Yeah, but then it gets all legal, and it's like how can they legally actually enforce that?
Yeah. Then in that sense, they might have to be even like house arrest, and then that kind of confides in like what kind of that goes over to the legal, like to the enforcement and stuff. And then they might have to see.
There's nothing they can actually get him for to get him on house arrest, because he can say what he wants, he can think what he wants, freedom of speech, freedom of thought. Yeah. So it's hard to actually get someone on that. But I think cancel culture is more like if a group or society doesn't agree with it, they'll all they just tarnish your name kind of thing.
Because even now, like with this. What's his name? Like, is even bringing back to Shane Dawson? Like, I actually forgot exactly what he got cancelled for. I think it was something to do with, I don't know, something to do with kids or something. I'm not too sure exactly, but or cats. What was it? It was cats, or it was something. I don't know. It was something. It was something very, very sensitive topic. So
I didn't actually hear about it.
You didn't hear about that?
No. What's this about?
Shane Dawson.
Oh, first of all. It was about.
Do you know exactly
it was something about him touching his cat or having sex with his cat or something like that. And then there was something about some pedophilia with Willow Smith.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. With Willow Smith. Yeah. And that's just.
Now that's cancelled. Like you get cancelled for that because nigga, he's like fucking 30 something.
How old is Willow Smith?
Like she's now like 20 now.
Okay.
But back then she was talking about like Willow Smith when she was 11 with Whip My Hair and that shit.
Years ago.
Yeah. There's a lot of shit that like. Like that's cancel now. That's the definition of cancel culture. Someone that's been doing the exact same wrong thing for like all them strikes. Yeah, now you get cancelled. But for little like niggas like fucking the baby now, he might get cancelled because of
for a comment or something.
Yeah, because I remember he said something in like Rolling Loud about if you have AIDS or STD this and that, like to his crowd, like as a joke. Like niggas took that personal. They're like, oh fucking I have AIDS. Shut the fuck up, nigga. Like shut the fuck up. Like
of course you have AIDS.
Niggas make every joke such a bitchy thing. Like niggas be like, oh, you can't insult that guy. who's in a wheelchair. Nigga, are you on the wheelchair though? So why are you concerned? Shut the fuck up, man. Get off my dick, like.
Oh man, yeah, no, it's just society is just, I don't even know. Like I don't know what if you even think about what's kind of like contributed to it, like how it's become kind of sensitive, like what has even become sensitive? Like how has society become sensitive? You think of what maybe
feelings are now valued more than.
Yeah. No, I think
I don't know. A lot of things.
I think
feelings are valued more than a lot of things.
Like no, I'd say feelings were like kind of always valued, but like I think as in like, how did we come to this? Like, is it like kind of like social media kind of like displaying like, in terms of like racism and kind of like comments you should be saying? Has it been like the amount of kind of incidents that have been happening, and people have just kind of taken a toll, and just any small thing that be said to them kind of makes them tick? Or it might not just even apply to racism, it might be something else, I don't know, maybe some sort of bigotry or homophobia or xenophobia, anything like that, you know?
It's the new generation Z. With the TikTok, especially with that coming in, now these niggas have a voice. Especially now they got the responsibility to have the voice. Because you know how these politicians, especially when that little girl Greta came in, I felt like that's when now all these adults are relying on these kids to have the voice. Like, bitch, we're 14.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, she's a kid with fucking autism. Like, she should not be
really?
She has autism. She should not be put in a position to take on like the world. Even if she's capable of doing it, a kid should not be put in that position. The adults should be able to deal with it. Shouldn't have to rely on kids to do it. But obviously, I guess we did.
Yeah, it's just like, even like, I don't know personally. Obviously, you don't personally know her, but like, it might even lead to like, might not lead to like kind of like anxiety and like when she's older, grown up. It might lead to kind of like a little bit of a mental kind of imbalance.
Yeah.
Where she might have not experienced some stuff as a kid, and then when she kind of experiences that stuff when she's grown up, she might not be able to handle. So maybe like some, I don't know, maybe like her social skills, for example, might not be as, you know, maybe not, obviously her social skills in terms of like attending a crowd, speaking to a crowd, maybe fine, because that's what she does anyway, she's a public speaker. But in terms of like maybe like conversing with
people, switch off.
Yeah, kind of to switch off that and kind of just be more casual with her friends and stuff. You know, maybe she might have had to develop that properly because she was so busy with
politics.
Exactly, politics at such a young age.
Imagine talking to her here in the club and on, and she started talking about fucking global warming. Nigga, I'm drunk as fuck. Why you telling me this shit?
Let me swerve.
Let me just. Yo, she kind of weird.
She kind of weird,
bro. Yeah, man, she kind of weird.
But like, understandable that. At least that, for example, Greta at least is a decent example of a little kid that's trying to make a difference to the world. But then there's motherfuckers on TikTok that out here doing the dumb, like they're actually trying to change the world that we don't need to change. You're like, if it's not broken, don't try and fix it. Yeah,
exactly. It's the main saying, man. But yeah.
Well, you can't say that. That's fucking homophobic. That's fucking transphobic. Like, shut the fuck up, my nigga. Like,
oh, that's too true, man.
The thing is, feelings are now valued. I'm not saying that feelings were never valued.
No, I know what you mean.
But feelings are now valued more than freedom of speech or things like that. You know, if you now come back with freedom of speech as your argument, people are like, oh, he's one of them. He's one of them.
What do you mean one of them?
Exactly. You know what I mean? You can say what you
trying to say though, B.
Exactly.
Like that's the thing about it. Like, it's, as you said, feelings is now what everyone is like on about. Everything is, if it hurts my feelings or if it hurts someone else's feelings, then that freedom of speech is not valid. Nigga, you can suck a big fat chew of fucking toothpaste, nigga, because motherfucker, I'm like, niggas like us are going to be able to talk our feelings, because the problem is how are you going to change the world if you don't have an opinion? How are you going to change the world if you're only going to see one side and not see the other side? That's like you seeing America and seeing this beautiful home. Oh, this is the home of opportunity, the land of opportunity, the place where anyone can be famous. But then you also see the dark side, but no one wants to talk about it because it's like, it's not valid, it's not freedom of speech, it's hurting the American feelings. Like,
push that away. Even seeing like in some documentaries about how like Las Vegas is like, obviously I think I was seeing something the other day about how like kind of the way the city was set up. It's kind of like Las Vegas is like one strip. And like all the casinos and all the clubs and everything are on that strip, and then you go behind that strip. I think it's, I don't know if it's both sides of the strip, or if it's just one side. You go over that side, and it's a shithole, bro. It's people living in shacks, crackheads, basically. Yeah, it's basically just people living in shacks, meth heads, people who just have they've just been kind of...
No future, no.
Yeah, no future. Just been casted away by society. And you just think... Like... for someone like it's. I think America. I don't know if they know. They probably kind of portray themselves as like kind of like a. I don't know, like kind of like maybe not a bigotry kind of type of country, but maybe just I don't know. It's just they portray what a false image is. Like if we were looking for an example of what a false image would be, it would probably be them. Because considering just how much kind of the facilities over there have really just taken down and just
they've let the people down a lot.
Yeah, they really have. You just see it. Like I don't know if you've watched that, even a documentary on Netflix. It's called I think it's called this Disappearance of Cecil Hotel. It's basically this hotel I think in downtown Los Angeles, and like the amount of like it's so cheap to stay in, and I think some of the even the tenants don't even stay there.
Oh, is that in California?
Yeah, Cecil Hotel.
And that Asian girl got Did you see that documentary?
Yeah. And it's the Asian girl that it's the Asian girl that got caught in. She was found dead in a water tank. So basically, I think it's just
a family thing, wasn't it?
Like no, it was family. Like our family came down and everything, and they were just obviously devastating and stuff. But like, even that, just for example, like that place, that area in LA, that whole, even outside the hotel, that whole strip, you just see amount of just tents and just it's just a really society you don't want your kid to grow up in, or even just you to be there, especially man, it's bad.
Like I remember watching that documentary, and even that documentary actually shows society, because you watched it, didn't you? The whole thing. Remember when the fucking emo guy and everyone accused him they fucking lynched him. They lynched this nigga. They were like, yeah, he definitely did.
So basically, just to give a context to people who don't know. So basically,
I don't know.
So basically, just there's this it was trending on Netflix a couple of months ago. So what it is it's a 4-part episode documentary on an Asian girl who goes backpacking down in California. She ends up staying at this hotel, which was very controversial at the time, known for disappearances of people, murderers used to stay there, rapists, sexual abusers, drug abusers, meth heads, that kind of society. That kind of, not even that society, kind of
all
like,
of them.
Yeah, basically, in one place, and not just in the hotel, but even like outside. There used to be people just staying over, like in that area, like that whole area where the hotel was known for that in LA. So basically, she didn't know she was staying there, like she was staying in an area like that. She came down there for like a 4-day trip. Like she came down from from Vancouver or Seattle, one of them. She was coming down the west coast of America anyway, and Canada. So basically, she came down. She stayed in the hotel, I think, for a day. And then the next day, there's a video, the last video. I don't know if the video of her before she disappeared. You probably would have seen it. It's a very famous video. And she's apparently, like the cops, I think they've kind of concluded that she was on some sort of psychedelic. And she came into a lift. And she opened the lift. So she came into the lift. She was just standing in the corner. And then she came out, like just before she was about to, like, kind of, you say like the lift is here, yeah. She kind of just stepped out of the lift. And then she looked both ways. And there was no one there. So I think people were saying that she was hallucinating. So she was kind of seeing something, and like obviously this was the last video before she died. So people thought, okay, she was probably running away from someone. So that's why she was trying to get the lift to go and everything. So she came out, she kind of looked, and then like she ran out the lift, even though she pressed for the lift, which didn't make sense. And then that's the last kind of video we've seen of her. And then like I think a couple of days later, one of the janitors found her up in the ceiling of the hotel, in a water tank, and she was dead. And then,
so she walked out of the lift, looked left and right, and then she ran back into the lift?
She ran back into the lift, then she she kind of just hid in the corner just to try and make herself hidden.
All on her own?
Yeah, all on her own, and the camera's just there capturing it, and then the door closed. I'm not sure if the door closed, or something happened anyway. The door closed, and then I think she opened it back up, and then she just ran out. And then that's it. I think that's the last video I've seen of her. And then I think at the same time of her disappearance, I think someone the guy you were on about, the Mexican kind of
the rock star.
Yeah, the what's that brand of
more XD type niggas.
Heavy metal. Yeah, he was a heavy metal artist from Mexico, and he was kind of accused of killing her. And then I found, I think I don't know, what was the cause of death again? I think.
It was because apparently she didn't take her medication. Because remember, she was bipolar.
Yeah.
So she didn't take her medication. She was out here tripping and shit. And then she went in. So basically, she climbed into the tank. I don't know what the fuck she was doing. And then she locked herself by mistake. Yeah. And then she got locked in and drowned. So, but the thing about that was like, instantly these niggas were bashing that motherfucker. Like, it was kind of sad because even he got cancelled because niggas were like, he's a murderer just because he was at the same hotel. And I think not even this. Was it the same day or something? Like,
it was the same. It was the same day. And I think I don't know if they ran into each other or there was something which linked them. I think he posted something about the death or something, and the police were like, yo, this guy he's a bit of a suspect. We have to investigate.
Yeah,
this.
like let the police do the job. Like I know the Twitter niggas, internet experience.
Actually, that's a good example. That's considering the stuff we were just talking about earlier about Lil Nas and like cancel culture. That was, I think, one of the first big kind of controversies of the internet, of how kind of everyone was somewhat now a crime investigator. Everyone was kind of hopping onto Twitter, or I think it was, I don't know, it was Facebook or whatever it was back then, and they were kind of just doing their own thing, doing their own research, and I think that was the start of like, just kind of like normal people wanted to be somewhat kind of vocal and get involved in something that's so far away, and I think that's a big surge in like what really the internet is today,
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, like that's kind of sad because I felt bad for the dude, because the dude literally was just at the wrong place at the wrong time, and now niggas out here like putting death threats like, yo, I know you killed him, I know you killed him, and then finally these niggas, and the worst thing, these niggas didn't even want to, like when they found out the whole, like they got the what's the autopsy and all this, they got everything sorted, and they said she actually technically died from an accidental suicide, and people on the tour were like, no, I don't believe him. I don't believe it. Nigga, you got caught like it. You got wrong. Like, that's the thing. Like, I get it, you're trying to help, and it's like, it was good that at least those people trying to investigate this whole shit, but like, nigga, don't be out here straight to the point where like, it was definitely that nigga. It was definitely that nigga.
What was she taking medication for?
Because she had bipolar.
Oh, that's what it was. I think
so.
Then she had an
strong ass bipolar, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And she wasn't taking the medication because apparently she was blogging about it. You remember that?
She was blogging. She was a very vocal. Yeah, she was one of them kind of. She blogged a lot about how she also didn't like her family as well. So she was kind of very vocal about that on social media. She was like, I always wanted to run away, travel, just kind of get away from my family as well, and just maybe that contributed to her. Maybe our bipolar disorder.
Yeah. See how we were talking about blogging and all, and talking about personal stuff. Would you say that's like right to go and talk, like blog about your personal shit? Like, understandable. It depends if you have like a mental mental health problem or something, and then you want to like publish that. That's grand. Like, talk about how it feels to have this kind of mental disorder, because some people relate to that. But talking about like, I fucking hate my family, fucking I want to run away and shit. Fuck these niggas. Fucking hope they die. Hope they choke on a throat or something like that. Like.
I personally wouldn't do that. I would handle my business differently. I always, keep any bad shit to myself and deal with that myself. But you do get a lot of people who like to come on social media and be like, oh, I'm having such a shit day, fuck this person, fuck that person, and they'll vent their problems to their social media. I don't think that's the healthiest way for them to do it, but listen, if you want to do it, go for it, man.
If that makes you fucking alright, like, it's alright, but for us people who are watching, no one's gonna give a fuck.
Yeah, I mean, you're not gonna give a fuck, it's just entertainment to your social media. But, I mean, you get people who might text them being like, oh, I'm here for you 100%, those fake ass people. And they'll then be like, okay, this is actually rewarding. To go on my social media and vent my problems is rewarding, because I get, like, reassurance from people I know or whatever, but it's fake reassurance, Yeah.
I did an experiment back when like I was being a fucking villain as a kid.
Back in the day.
I had one of this since I'm a Jehovah's Witness, so one of this like elderly guy that I've always looked up to as a kid, who passed away. And I was thinking like RIP to this nigga. I was like, nah, this is sad, so I posted him. But I was like, let me try and see what response. Because if I say RIP to this guy, like, would I get the exact response? I was like, RIP to my granddad. And I did that. And the amount of fucking likes I got, the amount of fucking comments I got, I'm here there, bro, fucking, I'll do everything there, bro. If you need me, bro, fucking. Yeah, but like, and it's people that you haven't talked to in 2 years. Like the real ones, the real ones.
Yeah, I mean, you can appreciate the message, but it is kind of annoying to hear people, I'm always here for you, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, are you really though?
Yeah, I mean, you're not really. I know who is. I know the ones who are.
That's the thing. You know who it is. And like, that's not really, you can't really, unless you kind of bond with that person. Like, it's obviously good to offer, condolences and stuff like that. Yeah. But like, I don't know. I think we undermine how important body language is, or even, I don't know if it's I don't know if it's probably just me reading into it, but I think we can even read. Probably is.
No.
Probably body language in social media.
Yeah, you can.
If that's the thing, you can read how someone is off a text.
Yeah.
If that makes sense, like
you can you
can read what the intentions are, how they act, what they do, or maybe that's probably just me being judgmental.
No.
But like,
and
you know
Dublin,
what I mean, though.
Yeah, but in Dublin there's like a go-to way of speaking, which is like
exactly.
If
you know
happy
what
birthday,
I mean.
have a great day.
Yeah.
So sorry to hear about your loss. I'm always here for you. It's
Or
the
like,
same thing all the time.
Copy and paste type
Copy
shit,
and
you
paste
know?
type shit.
No, I'm not trying to sound like kind of like a racist or anything, but like say for like maybe like black people might be like more life, more bands or anything. Like you see that stuff and you're just kind of like
More life, more money, more shut the
copy and
fuck up.
paste, like,
More get your fucking money up, nigga. Stop.
Yeah.
More life, this, more this. The thing is, it's like it was cool when that happened because I think it was mainly popular because Drake made that album More Life.
Yeah.
And it was cool that it was like More Life, but now everyone's just rinsing that shit like they actually like me and they get up. Like sometimes I say More Life, more blessing, but I say more money, like it's a mess. Like it's me trolling him.
It's gone out. The other way is just standing, you know.
Just say happy birthday, bro. Obviously, like everyone can do their thing. It's not a problem.
And to be honest, like I question why the fuck do you need to like show a picture of a nigga's birthday? Like and show a niggas like a picture of that and be like more life, more blessing. Like I get it. Yeah, like that's I started doing that or put on my private story because to be honest, like does this nigga need to publicize this nigga's birthday? No, I used to be doing that as well. Like obviously as a teenager we used to do that, but like niggas still doing it now.
Yeah,
like,
we
bro.
all have one time a year. So like, do you need to put a picture up every single? No, you can just text them. You know, we're at an age now where
Yeah, like more life, more blessing, or like a nice video or a nice gift or something. But that's the gift they give. Is just giving you a bit of recognition. But no one's gonna like add you up just because it's your birthday.
I'm not looking for credit because I wish someone a happy birthday. Because you know the way people repost the happy birthdays on their Instagram story.
Oh yeah.
I'm not looking for all that credit. You know, I'll text you just 1-to-1 private so you know that I'm wishing you a happy birthday. But I don't need all the credit of social media. Put it all up everywhere.
Like the only time we did the more life and like happy birthday was just because we were trolling each other. We used to get the most embarrassing pictures and just put them out. That was just us for us being kids. That was something like something as a challenge or something like something a meme thing.
Problem with that either.
Yeah.
Everyone did it as a kid, you know, growing up.
But like now there's like niggas who get the freshest photo and it's like more life, more blessing. Like nigga, that's cool, brother. That's cool, brother. It's nice to know that it's your birthday, bro. But like, shut the fuck up.
Speaking about us as a kids, we actually have back in the day.
There's too many days, man.
It's too many days, bro. Of us back in the
like
we hit up some old memories. Yeah.
So the first time me and Ameer, man, fucking hell, Digital Hub. Guess who I saw in my workplace actually in Digital Hub? Kate, fucking.
Oh, one of the team leaders, was it?
Yeah, I saw her. Yeah. She said it was shut down.
In Circle K.
Yeah, she said Digital Hub is shut down now.
Yeah.
I was like, darn. But basically, Digital Hub was literally the place where me and Ameer met. The funniest story is this nigga, yeah. I'm on Facebook, just my mom.
Let's go from the start. So Digital Hub is...
No. We're going before I even.
Okay.
So it was first year, just there. I'm finally made my Facebook account. I'm seeing who the fuck. I'm seeing this guy, some new guy wants to add me on friends with this nigga named Amir with fucking blue top, curly ass hair. I'm like, who the fuck is Amir? I add him anyway. I'm like, fuck it, whoever it is, because you know, as a kid, you add someone just to get more popularity. And the next thing you know, the weirdest coincidence is this nigga's in Digital Hub with me. I'm like, what the
Next year.
The first thing I'm like, I remember I was with like Mo, because me and Mo gone to Digital Hub.
You and Darren did it, didn't you?
Yeah,
I remember that.
That's mad.
And then we go in there and it's like a weird ass we're getting to know people and I'm looking at this motherfucker. I'm like, I know this fucking nigga.
Yeah, I knew you too, but you know when you see someone in real life, you're just like, like obviously you can, even like you try and read that body language. That's what I'm saying. Body language is so important. Like you try and read the body language, you're just like, oh, should I go up to him? Like I even remember that day. Like I remember it was the first day we went there for pizza down in NCAD, and it was in some like kind of den. We went down and it was dark. You and Mozan were just sitting there to the door, and I think you were, what's his name? Mateen, yeah. Mateen, oh my god, I don't know what's happened to him. But basically,
he's in Chicago. Okay.
Chicago, is he back? Oh yeah, he went back to America, yeah. And then, so yeah, it was you three over there. I think who was I sitting? I was sitting on my own, or I was sitting with someone else. I think I was sitting on my own. And then you was like, are you Amir? And I was just like, yeah. I was like, are you Sean? And he was just like, yeah. He's like, do I know you from somewhere? And I was like, yeah. I think I said yeah, but I didn't say it comfortably, like, because I think he knew like it was Facebook. And then you were just like, oh yeah, I think I have you on Facebook. And then like we just started talking from there, and then just from Digital Hub, going through doing all the stuff there.
Next up came Xbox Party Mates, and then
yeah,
fucking Astro World. We went to the Astro and shit, and then afterwards,
shout out to Astro guys.
Yeah, man, that was the nostalgia, the Astro shit. And then Bushy, fuck.
Yeah. Okay, let's go into the Bushy days. What do you remember from Bushy? What are your standout memories? Have you got
standout memories? I've got a few. I've actually so I just want to put it clear that Bushy, I've only went there about, I think twice. twice or 3 times.
Yeah,
like, I know you, Sean, went a lot.
Yeah.
I only saw you at once.
Yeah, I seen you at once. I remember that one actually. I think that was the last time I went.
Is that Ameer?
Yeah, that was the last time I went actually. Oh no, I think I went one time after. Yeah, I went one time after, and then that's why I think. And we're gonna talk about why that was the last time I went after. You know exactly.
Okay.
So basically, yeah. So my bushy memories was what, just coming down that den, and you just see it, and there just be like that a speaker just by the tree, and for some reason someone would put the speaker by the tree, and like I don't know, I think it was like someone, like, I don't know if they tried to annoy them or anything, because if you put it against a tree you wouldn't really hear it as much, but then if you put it away from the tree you kind of just hear everything. So like, obviously just people were just kind of annoyed and trying to annoy the person with the speaker. But yeah, man, just everyone there was just vibing. I remember the time I seen you there, I think Hamid was talking to a few of the Arabs, and I was just with Hamid for a bit. And then I seen you there. Who were you with actually? You were with
I was with Ryan, Sean, Keane, James maybe was there.
James was there, yeah.
I'm sure was there, and I think we obviously knew Talha and all them as
well,
so we were with them sometimes.
Yeah. And then I was just see Sean. Sean would be, who would you even, I don't even remember.
I was with everyone, to be honest. But I was mainly with Joanna and Kadia's group.
Yeah.
So, but I was everywhere though, because man was just out here just being wasted for a bit.
Yeah, that was just.
I just was so scruffy, man, bro. Wasn't it? It was so scruffy.
Yeah, it was just.
Fucking hell. But so tell us, why was it your last time?
Oh, the last time. So, okay, so basically, the first time I went with, who did I go with? I went with NASA. Went with, I don't think you know NASA, but one of my mates, he's back in Sudan now, and I haven't heard from him since. But basically, I went with him once. It was okay, and then the second time I came with him again, but then I was with kind of like you a bit more, and then I was literally just being with you, just floating around, just meeting new people, just like, oh, what's up, how are you, where are you from, and then that's when we start meeting all, Zari and all them, and then the third time, okay, so basically, I still remember it to this day. So we walked down the den. So we walked the way, obviously you know how Bushy's laid out. We walked down kind of like not the stairs, but there was the hill. So you walked down the hill, and I was with No Man. Do you know No Man? No. I don't think you know No Man. So I was with No Man.
What, like you're on your own?
No. I see what you did there. I was waiting for that joke. Basically, yes. No, I just little wordplay. So basically, I was with No Man, and we were walking down. And then we were crossing over, that little mini bridge. Yeah. Not the one, obviously not the one to the left, but the one to the right. So basically, so we crossed over the bridge. Then there was a little area to the side where there was like 3 fellas. There was just, we seen them go inside. We were like, okay, they're probably just smoking or something. And then they come back out again when we coincidentally came over.
This is the witch's hut now.
The witch's hut, just that area before the witch's hut. But there was a little bit of hedges there. I don't think it's there anymore, but there's a little bit of hedges where you couldn't see people, like if they went into that area. So they came back out again. And we were and they came over to us on the bridge. We were just kind of like on the, like, just crossing over the bridge. And they were like, so boys, where are you from? So my friend goes first. He says Knockloin. And I didn't want to say town because I was living in town at the time. So I was like, yeah. So I just said, Knockloin. And they're like, okay, fresh. We're like, okay, fair enough. They probably just wanted to be mates. They seemed alright. Yeah. So then we seen, who did I see there? Did I see you?
You saw me for a glimpse, I do.
Yeah. I seen you. No. I know. I seen you. I didn't see you then. So basically, we walked over, and then I seen a girl, and I seen Neve. What's her name? Neve. I seen her. I started talking to her a little bit, not too much. Then I seen Joanna and stuff, and then I just started talking to her. Just talking and stuff. And then I was with my friend Nasa, and I was just like, yo, like it was dead that day. There was literally no one. It was fuck all people. It was shit. We were just like, we're gonna go back, probably just head into town, get some food or something. And then what's it? And then so basically they followed us. Like I thought they left us at the bridge because they walked off, and then they kind of went like in front of us, and then we walked over to Joanna and Neve, and we started talking. I started talking to my friend Nasa. I was like, yo, let's just go. And I was with Nasa. No, Nasa was there with Joanna and stuff, and I was with Norman because I was with Norman, and then so we just came over, started talking to them, Nasa, Joanna, just no conversation. We're just like, oh, this is kind of dead. Let's just go. So we were about to walk off, and we were just kind of talking for a bit, and then. Coincidentally, I even remember actually, like I think someone took out a smoke, and I think they were gonna. It was a little thing. It was a little game that me and Nasa had. Like, like if he took it kind of like a smoke, like before I said, like it was like a little bet that we had. Like if he took out a smoke before I said you were gonna smoke, you'd have to throw it away. It was a little mini game that we had. Yeah. But basically, so yeah, before he was literally, I remember that vividly. So he did that, and then before I was about to say it, they came up. There was three of them fellas that came over to us at the bridge. Now there was about 6. They came over to us, and they were like, "Do you want trouble?" My friend, he was
like, what?
Like my friend was taking out the smoke, and he didn't hear them, so he thought he didn't hear them properly, and he thought they said, "Did you come here by bus?"
Oh,
and
no.
he was like, "Yeah."
No.
Do you know what I mean, bro? He
How
said,
did he
"Yeah,"
hear?
because we
How
came here by.
Did you come here by bus?
Yeah, that's because like, I asked him that afterward, and he told me that. I was like, "No, he didn't even hear it. Like us." I actually no, you did say trouble us. So
Who
I guess,
even asked that?
I don't. They just
Come here
asked
by
us that.
bus,
Yeah,
You cycle?
that's what I was saying. So I was like, so obviously they asked that, and then I was like, I didn't even say it. I just literally looked at them like, "What do you mean?" And then they asked that again, "Do you want trouble?" And then my mate heard it.
Yeah.
So I looked to him, and you said, and I was like, "Bro, you're after saying yes. What are you doing?" Like I was more annoyed at him now.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we just started walking. We were just like, yo, like it wasn't like fight or flight. Like we weren't full on running.
Just remove yourself from the situation.
Like we were just like, yeah, boys. Like I'm not. Obviously, I'm not really. I don't go around kind of thinking I'm not the most intimidating guy. I'm not gonna go around looking for fights or anything. So
Yeah,
if
you
I,
came for a session, not a
yeah,
fight.
exactly. And just even just for a nice time and just
Yeah.
whatever happens. Like I'm not. If I have to defend myself, I have to defend myself. Like if I have to. So we just started walking away from them, and then all of a sudden it was just me, No Man, and NASA. It was just us three. Joanna, for some reason, just stayed back. She didn't do anything. She was. I'm not saying this, she was meant to do anything. Like I don't think she could do anything. So if you're hearing this, Joanna, it's not your fault. Don't worry. I'm not annoyed at you. So basically, she was just staying back, and then now it went from 6 to like 10. But I think it was still the original 6, but more people started walking behind them, so it looked like more. And then they started throwing a glass bottle. They threw I think a glass bottle, yeah, and it smashed on the ground, and it went like it kind of smashed on the ground near us, and kind of all the shrapnels kind of came like close to us. We were like, oh shit, how boys, these want to knock. And I was just like, obviously I've never been hopped around before. I've never been like kind of confronted like that. So I didn't know what to do. I was just like, let's just walk away, just because we were gonna go to that other bridge and just kind of turn right. So we were just walking, and just before we got to that bridge, they threw another beer bottle, and it smashed, and all the shrapnels now came, and kind of like went over kind of like my mate's neck. But actually before that, I didn't even mention. Just before that, quickly, one of them like kind of jogged up quickly behind behind No Man, and they hit him and dig, and they knocked off his glasses. So now they couldn't see. Now he couldn't see. And those to be fair, those were expensive glasses. So we were like, oh shit, we can't really do anything, bro. Because if No Man goes around and hit them, we get caught up in the thing. They'd all just come and just batter us. We were just gonna be outnumbered. 3 then 6 of them. So we were just kind of like let's just walk from. So we just started walking, and then they threw that ball at the bridge, all the kind of the shrapnel. It didn't really hit me because I was in the middle. And then once we got out to that bridge, then we heard them say, "Get him." So we go over that bridge, yeah. So the way we go, my friend NASA goes left, and then me and No Man go right.
No, don't split it up. Don't split it up.
That's not. Look, fortunately, but a bit unfortunately, most of them went for NASA. Some. And apparently, he said, I don't know if it's true. They said, get that nigger. That's what they said. Anyway, I don't know if it's true or not. I don't know, but yeah, they obviously said that, and he obviously managed to escape them. And then we just ran off. They didn't bother. We ran for like literally like 20 meters. Then we just stopped because we were just like they weren't even chasing after us. So then we had to walk around the long way. And then a few of the boys were asking us like when we ran up the other side, they were like, "Yo, what's the story? Why are you running?" We're just like, we're after just getting chased. And I'm just like, "Oh shit, like who's?" And they were like, "Oh, we're gonna go back." And I was like, "Bro, I was like, don't even go back." Like I was like, what, 16 at the time? Just like, just leave it. Just it doesn't matter. It was just a little small thing. And then, but I was still kind of inside. I was still like, not shell shock. It wasn't like that deep, but I was kind of like, yeah. I was just like, oh shit, like what the fuck's after happening? I could have got bad. And then we just kind of ran, like we went around the long way at Bushy Park. And then just to kind of summarize it up because I'm kind of going a bit long. But basically, my friend NASA caught the bus quickly because he went around the quicker way. And then me and No Man went around the longer way. And that's when we met me and you, Sean. Yeah, that's when we met, yeah.
And then there's my side of the story there. Oh shit, my one is fucked. So by the time we got to see him,
as well.
Yeah. All in one day. It's all fucked up.
It's different perspectives.
Yeah, and how we met up. Oh, so fucked up. So basically, since I'm known there, so it's easy for me to kind of be comfortable there. And that's the thing, I can get wasted there and be comfortable because people knew me already. But then one of the guys thought I was someone else, some other black guy. And they went to me, he was like,
oh yeah, where you from? And then I was like, who the fuck? I'm there drunk. I'm like, who the fuck are you? And he's like, what you mean where you from? And then next thing you know, I'm seeing a mate. And he just comes over to me. He's like, no, Sean, he's cool. Nah, he's cool. I'm like, oh, sorry, man. Next thing you know, I'm with Kadia, and I'm there talking to her, and then she wanted to go home. So I'm like, all right, I'm with one of my mates. We'll call him Dan.
Yeah, okay. Dan, yeah.
Okay. So he's Black Dan. So we got him here, and this was his first time going to the bushing, and I kept warning him, like, you need to be very, very careful for what you do, because these niggas, there's like a lot of different kind of areas, and and if you one fucked up thing you say, you get fucked. So I said, here, you stay with these girls, I'll be back. I'm just gonna drop Kadia at the bus stop. I'll be back in like 20-15 minutes. And then I come back, and then I'm hearing what he said. Apparently he was like, one of the guys was asking, oh, could you buy me smoke or something? He said no. I'm like, oh, okay. But then I was like, all right, no, that's cool, because at least they still know me, that I'm his mate. So I was like, grand. So we're going to the witches. So I'm here talking to like a few of the girls, and I'm like I'm like extremely wasted now. So I'm there like slurring my words and shit. And in a few seconds, like I left my friend for like a few minutes, and he's just talking to these like the boys. And apparently it's the same guys that were.
It's the same guys.
And apparently like all I hear is just.
So they were just looking for trouble.
Yeah. All I heard was just. And like I'm there talking to the girl, and one of the girls just stops, and she's like, "Is that one of your mates getting jumped?" I'm like, "What?" Turn around slowly, and as soon as I looked at my mate Dan getting jumped, all of a sudden I just went full on sober, and I'm just seeing like 6 niggas on this guy, beating the shit out, him, kicking him, calling him a nigger, getting chains and whipping him, throwing rocks into his head and fuck, and I'm just there, gone white. I'm like, what the fuck? What am I supposed to do with this? But I got up. I was like, here. Guys, here, nah, that's bad, here, leave. And they look up, and I'm like, fuck, it's Sean, and I'm looking, and I'm grabbing him, and then like a few of my mates come and say,
did they stop when you said?
Yeah, because some of them like knew me for like a bit, because I used to be session with them, and so some of my mates, some of the mates who also were my ex schoolmates saw like my mate getting fucked, so they came over and they're like, here, come, and we were like running. And then a few minutes later, seen a group of them still going after my mate. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm not like,
was your mate alright? Because he's
fucked up nose, big ass thing on his head, all fucked up looking, man. And then we're running, and Joanna's with me, and she's like sprinting with me, she's like crying and all that shit. I was like, fuck, what the fuck just happened? I'm like, what the fuck? And then finally we see Ameer. I'm like, what the fuck happened to you? Yeah, and we're like, what the fuck happened to you? And he was like, what the fuck happened to Dave? And I was like, what you mean? And I was like, oh yeah, he got jumped. And he's like, and then you went, is that these people? I was like, what? I was like, what you mean these people? And he's like, yeah. And then he told me that he got chased. I was like, what the fuck?
It must be the same people.
And I was so pissed that whole bus ride, because I had to bring him all the way to town. Everyone just kept asking me on the bus, like, what's wrong with your mate? And I'm still like pretty drunk, so I'm there like, man, this fucking. And then like I remember a group of girls were like, oh, we can get my cousins and that. I was like, nah, I don't want to escalate this. So we had to go to McDonald's, had to call his mom because we had no credit. My phone died, so I had to go to McDonald's into town. Everyone was there like, fucking, you need an ice pack, you need this, you need everything. We'll get you everything, and we'll call your mom. So then his mom, his stepdad comes and he collects him. He has to go to the hospital. He drops me home.
He went to the hospital? I thought he went home.
No, he went to the hospital. So he drops me at my home, and I'm walking down, and I got like blood on my shoes, and I remember I had to take off so I was topless too, because I had to take off my t-shirt to like cover his like nose and all. So I had like just my jacket on, and then like I come in, mom was like, well, what's wrong with you? I'm like, oh no, one of my mates just fell off the slide and busted his nose open. Yeah, he busted his nose open and fuck. But man, that was literally the same time. That was our last time we ever went to Bushy. Because I was like, what the fuck? Why you going out here just starting like trouble and shit for no reason? Like, these niggas are that bored that they just run around, just roaming around, just.
It's just some people do.
And the worst thing, the people that hopped him a few months later actually attended my class. One of them was my classmate. And I remember I was it was like in 5th. Yeah, we were into 5th year.
Yeah, going to 5th year.
Yeah, and then I remember we were going. You know when you go into like the. The room, the introduction. Yeah. And we're getting down, we're seeing new people, and I'm like looking up, and I look up, and he's looking at me, and he's smiling. I'm like, hold up, isn't this one of the niggas that jumped like me? And I go, and then we're in lunch, we're in break time. I'm like, hey, I know you from Bush. He's like, yeah, you're Sean. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, you battered my mate, didn't you? And he's like, yeah, man, I'm sorry about that, but man, we were just like, obviously we were just messed up, and we were all like fucked up on drinks and all. We were just there like, fuck it, we wanted to cause trouble and shit.
This is the thing, they usually do like come back and say, oh, sorry about that.
Nigga, what you mean sorry about that? My nigga is scarred to life now. What you on about?
Just don't do it, man.
The worst thing was that shit cost me my friendship with him because his mom thought Isaac was the one set it up. I was the one that set this shit up for him. But I was like, I didn't even know what the fuck. And I did warn him on the bus. Are you sure? Because I had this weird butterfly feeling that something was a bit off before I got there.
You had a feeling before it all happened. You had a feeling something bad was going to happen.
I felt like it's because I'm so used to being by myself, so I always feel like I can rely on myself. But since I had to take care of someone else, that's new, I was kind of nervous because I was like, oh fuck, what was if he? And this was a guy that I knew was kind of hyperactive, so he would say anything and kind of. So I was like, fuck.
Dan. I kind of had a little, not as much as you kind of a feeling, but kind of like it was like a gut instinct where it was kind of like, I don't know, just like I'm kind of hoping it's dead today. Cause like I don't know, just there was just something about that day was just off in general, and then I just remember going back even to Nasser's house, and then it was just weird.
Yeah, I remember a few people thought it was me that got jumped. I remember.
Some people thought.
Yeah, it was me. I was like, I didn't get touched. Nigga, I ain't untouchable, motherfucker. What you mean? No one. But then there was like the last official time I stopped going to sessions was a few months. We went to November. Me and Haroon went to timing session now, so we're all the way in timing. Only lasted a week.
Recently?
Yeah, no, this was back in. This was a couple of months after Bushy. So summertime Bushy, now it's wintertime timing.
Right, okay.
So we went there, and I only lasted a week because fuck that place, man. These niggas were like, these are now different people. So like I knew a few of them. Like I knew like Joanna's Bruno.
Who would go timing actually?
Like it was still kind of some of the old Bushy people, but it was also a lot of new people too now. So now I'm here like, but I'm with these group, and then I remember we were with one of my mates, and we were high as fuck. And one of the guys, these new guys, and they were like, oh, what's your name? And we're like, oh, cool. And he's like, can you fight? And in my head, I remember. I remember this was the exact same question because I remember asking Dan what happened in that situation. He said he was just minding his own business. These guys came up to him and were like, just chatting with him, and then they were asking all like, where you from? He said Inchicore, and he was like, and then the last question he asked before they whooped him was like, can you fight? And he went, no, not really. Bah! So in my head, when that guy said that same question, in my head, I just went, oh fuck. So I just went, yeah, 2 seconds. Before I answer your question, my mom was just calling me. I'm back in a second. So I walk over her and we just go to the corner. We start sprinting. And he was like, why are you sprinting? I'm like, nigga, they're going to jump our ass. And then, but like, Haroon like wanted to go. And I was like, nah, man, like, this place is getting a bit fucked now. And I'm just having this paranoia and PTSD from what happened last time. So I'm sitting there and I'm paranoid the whole time. I'm there like, fuck. And I'm high as fuck too, so it's even worse. And I'm hearing like some guys walking past and staring at us. And all I hear is like muttering. They're like, let's just throw these guys in the bush. And I was like, yep, that's it. Hurry, we're getting the fuck out of here. And after that, session time was the end. That was the end of session for me. Started going to GAFs after that next year. GAFs were more secure. GAFs were more secure because at least like if some fuckery happens, everyone's there to watch.
Exactly, bro. And it's just kind of more secluded. It's just kind of...
It's people that are invited.
It's a better vibe, I think, at GAF party than just a session in the park. Obviously,
because anyone can go. Yeah.
I wouldn't have had a session in the park since probably Bushy, like since we were kids. But yeah, I mean, GAF parties were always a better buzz, even back then.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Like, man, it was a bizarre teenagehood we all went through.
Yeah, it was weird, even like.
Because I never expected all of us to be in that, especially from Digital Hub. I was thinking we were just gonna be gamer kids.
That's what I thought we were, and then what transitioned into what?
Fucking Sesh months.
And then after Bushy, what was it? Was Bushy kind of fifth? Yeah. And then that's one.
Fifth year was just more of gas.
House Cross, bro.
Yeah, House Cross and then gas and all. But how was it like joining House Cross, especially in the best, like the last dance type shit, last dance type shit there.
The last dynasty. So basically, I was meant to go up with one of the boys. We used to go, like we used to like play Xbox with Salon. You know Salon.
Oh yeah.
And go up with him and. I was meant to meet up. I think like he didn't. I didn't even like. I wasn't even gonna go play for a team. He was like, "Yo, apparently House Cross taking some people," and I was like, "Hey, where'd you hear that?" And I think I don't know if he said he was talking to you or he was talking to Mikey. I don't know. He was talking to someone, and he was like, "Yo, let's head up." So I was like, "Fine, fair enough." And then the day before, he was like, "Oh, bro, I'm not too sure. I'm gonna be coming down from Tallaght to, to." What's that place? Kimmage. Is it Kimmage where?
Rosary,
no, not even the Rosary. Because you guys were training down in Larky at the time, so he had to come down to Kimmage and then either to the Rosary. So he was like, "Oh, I'm not sure if I want to make that bus journey down because like, I'd have to get like one bus to the square and then another bus out there." And I was just kind of like, bro, like you're the one that kind of. As I understand his position, it is far, and considering there's good teams around his area, so I was like, I understand. But like he was the one that suggested the idea to me, so I was kind of like, I'm not sure. Like I still kind of want to go, and he's like, yeah. He was like, yeah, no problem, you can go. And then I was like, yeah, no problem. So I think I texted you, I think it's you, and you were like, so I was like, yo, so what's the story? Can I come up? And you were like, yeah, just come up and see. So I came up. We met up in town. I still remember that day we met up in town. It was raining, and then I met up with the sport, and then we walked to Dame Street. Got the bus. It was dark as well. It was one of them dark winter nights. You just feel like you're afraid to get off at the wrong stop, and you don't know where you're going. It's like, oh shit. And me being me, I haven't played football properly in like, that was 5th year, and I haven't played properly since the back end of 1st year. I don't know why I stopped playing football. And so I haven't played in a while. Then we went into and I seen the pitch. You know how obviously the way like you said, you walk and you kind of on the left you see the whole pitch.
Yeah. And
then you just see everyone training, and you kind of just get, me being me, I kind of like, I have anxiety over crowds, so I see that, I'm like, oh shit. And I see Ameer and Nelson, and I see fucking you.
But that's good. At least you have people you knew.
I see you. I see. No, I didn't know. No, the only people I knew before was you. Obviously you. I knew of Chinky. I just knew of his name because I knew of his name.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, who doesn't, to be fair. Who else? I knew of Ryan. There was someone else actually I knew of before. Someone else. I forgot who. But
maybe Jack Kenny.
Yeah, I knew Jack Kenny. Yeah, from Xbox. From Xbox. Yeah.
Yeah.
He used to get vexed. Yeah, so that's who I knew. Yeah, so it was used to me.
I remember this nigga used to talk shit. He was like, "Who's that fucking guy that you always gets flexed on fucking FIFA every time? Every time I play him, he's always like wants to like fucking cry."
So yeah, it was him. So it was used to me.
It was the same after a loss as it was on Xbox.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Fair enough.
So I walk. I see Mikey there, and I always hear Mikey and stuff. So I was like, oh. So is this the new fella? I was just like, yeah, what's up? So I start talking to just a few, and then you guys were just doing, I think, a training game because it was the first session back or something. And I remember vividly, I think we were playing with the younger team. The ball comes from a throw, and for some reason it goes up in the air, comes back down, and I'm about to take a touch, and oh my god, my touch was fucking horrendous. Like it bounced off my foot, and I there's like a side guard that went into that, and I remember just looking at Dan, and he was like, oh boys, who is this fella, man? He was just like, this fella, is this another fucking, is this a shit fella? I was like, oh shit. I could already tell, like, oh, these guys are already judging me. I remember I played shit as well, because I remember Mayor did some mad thing, he just passed the ball around me, and I was like, oh bro, this fella's too fast. But yeah, then when we started training in Larkview for a bit, then we went back to the Rosary, and then we started training in Larkview for a bit, and then the reason, I'll be honest, the reason I wanted to join was because I wanted like kind of just to get back into football again, but also because I kind of did want to play in Manchester, because it was kind of, I heard you guys talking about it, like especially you in school, and I was just like the way you were going on about it, I was just like, yeah, that's a vibe, like that's, you guys are going over playing from like
best
playing in the tournament.
Such a best timing.
Oh yeah.
We said it in episode 3 with Ryan. It was how professional we treated it.
Yeah, basically.
It was kind of made it attractive because we were all like really motivated to go and fucking train hard and win games, and yeah, I guess that's something you want to be a part of if you want to join a team.
It's just a whole kind of community vibe, and just you all have a love for something, and you just all have something to confide in and just believe in, basically. So yeah, so you guys were training up in Larkview. We were training. After that session, Mikey was like, "Yo, you can come up. You can join the teams." I was like, "Fine, fair enough, perfect." So I have a team now. Training with them for a bit, and then I think you guys were sorting out the payments, and I asked my dad, like, can we go? Like, I want to go to Manchester, and he was like, oh, I'm not sure. Like, money was fine, because money was fine. It was just if we could get a spot, because I think it was fully booked out. So we started talking to Mikey about it. He's like, yeah, we can get something, and then yeah. So we ended up going. Well, I didn't even end up going with you guys. I was in England a week earlier. Yeah, I was in England a week earlier just for some family stuff. So I ended up going. You guys, I think, went up in the morning, and then I ended up meeting you at the hotel at night. And it wasn't even until I only met some of you at night when I went there. It's the next morning when I seen everyone, and we went out into the tournament. And then yeah, we played, man. We played a good tournament. I feel like I did decently enough.
Got that.
Like Manchester United scout fucking faggot.
I can't believe that, man. I was only saying that with Ed the other day. I was like, we're looking at, that's something you can keep with you to the day you die, is that I played good enough in front of a Manchester United scout to grab their attention.
I know, yeah. I kind of just like personally, like I was even thinking about it, just like when I was over England, like just even the last couple of days, just thinking, I wonder what it could have developed to be. Like I wonder if it was serious, do you know, or if it was just another one of them. Just I don't know, just kind of
John Dean.
Yeah, John.
Yeah, fuck that nigga John Dean. Yeah, fuck that nigga John Dean.
He hit me up. Yeah, I think I told you guys. I think he might have. I'm not sure if you forgot. But basically, he hit me up like a week after we came back, and he was like,
I think I remember that.
Yeah.
You were telling me that.
I forgot what he said to me, but he was like, "You're Ameer," and I was like, "Yeah." It's like I'm very interested in what you have, and I was like, "Oh, fine, yeah." And then he was just like, "Oh, I'll be keeping an eye on you." I was like, "Okay," and he didn't. But I didn't get around to asking who he was. He just randomly called me and said, like I heard about your news." Like I don't know why I didn't ask who he was. Could have been just a random stranger, bro. That Michael was talking to. It literally could have been that, and I wouldn't have known. But basically, he just rang me, just said that, I'm keeping an eye on you. We're very interested in you, and I was like, okay, fair enough. And then
was this after the whole Sean Chinky Mer?
Yeah, this was after, bro, because that happened before the match.
I do remember telling you, listen, John Dean, you better watch your ass. That's what I remember telling him about it.
Yeah.
Thankfully, nothing really developed after that call, apart from. My dad wanted to. Yeah, my dad made it he had questions and stuff, literally everything. Because my dad was if it was gonna happen, my dad was gonna end up becoming my agent. And I kind of wanted that to happen because I end up keeping family money.
Of course, most people.
Yeah,
do that.
that's what I was thinking of
keep
too.
that, do that. So he was preparing just to go for questions, just not even not preparing. We were obviously preparing questions, but it wasn't for an interview. It was kind of just a little discussion. Oh, what's happening? What's gonna happen from here? And then I think we just found out from Wiki that I don't know if a Manchester scout came over and watched the games. Obviously, they're not going to show themselves and say, "Oh yeah, I'm the scout, play your best." They'll never do that. But I don't really know what's developed of it, and I doubt anything's actually developed of it because obviously I'm not in football as at the moment. But yeah, man, no, it was a good experience. It was a good experience when he just came up to me. It's like, "Yo, I want your name."
Yeah, that feeling of.
Is this the Manchester school?
Yeah.
Okay, tell me about that. Tell me about that conversation and how it came about, because I know we just finished the tournament. It wasn't before we finished the tournament. So we finished playing our last match. Most of us had gotten back onto the bus, but I remember you were one of the last ones to get on because of the conversation.
Yeah.
So what happened?
So basically, yeah. So I was. It wasn't the last one. I was the last one because I was talking to the fella. I was the last because I'm always slow at changing. Man, I take my time because I end up just the socks as well. I don't know about the Howard Cross socks, but they'll just because I don't really have that hairy skin, but for some reason, the socks are just attached to my hair, and I take them off, and I feel like I don't know. I just feel like some of the hairs would come off. It'd take forever for the socks to be a bit of pain. So I was just kind of I just took it off, and I just had to take off my boots as well. They were shit boots, man. I remember that. But so I took off the boots and everything. I just changed. And everyone was, I think it was me and Dara. They were the last two, and he went up before me. So then I was just walking with Mikey, and I was just talking. He was just like, he played a very good tour, and I was like, thank you very much. And we were just talking and just conversing, what are we gonna do now? What's the plan? And then some fella he had a black coat, but I think he had a United badge, but it was a dark badge.
Right.
And then he had a little kind of them badges. And he had his name on it and stuff, but I don't know if he was actually an official scout. He might have been just, I don't know.
That dude who just
but he did have a United something.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Can I just get your name, please?" And I was just like, oh, "Okay." I thought it was probably for player at the tournament or something. That's what I thought, because I knew I played well, but I didn't expect that. And then so he's just like, "Can I get your name?" So I gave him my name, and then he asked for my I think he asked for my date of birth and my
phone number.
No, not my phone. No, yeah, I think so. My name, my date of birth, my phone number, and my age. So I gave him all that. And then nothing really kind of panned out from that. We just went back on the bus.
Did he say anything? No, he didn't.
He just said, "Oh, thank you very much. We'll just be in contact." And I was just like, "Okay." And then I went back on the bus and I started talking to Mikey. I was like, "Mikey, what's the story with that? What happened there?" He's just like, "You just got a little kind of a little nod for someone. Someone might have a bit of interest." And I was like, "Who was it?" And it was just like. He was just like, he might be United, he was playing around. He didn't say it directly, but it just could have been someone. And then and then he said that, and then obviously you guys heard that. He's like, "Oh, United," and everyone was like, "Oh shit, you got United." And I was just
we were all gosh, man.
Yeah,
we
but I was just like, I don't know, I was like, because I could even the first day we played, I remember those. I don't know about you, but every time we just finished the game, I just think of situations where I could have done better, and I kind of just picture myself in the game. I remember there was one time, it was the game we lost on the Saturday. The ball came to me, I think it came from Dan, and had a good opportunity to shoot, and I shot, but the way the kind of I kind of I kind of like skewed the shot, and it kind of went like that, and it went to, I was just thinking about that shot the whole day, because I would have equalized it, and I remember like 2 minutes later the whistle blew. I was just kind of like stuff like that. I just kind of analyzed myself, you know. So even like that happened, you guys were gassed and everything, and I was just kind of like, yeah, look, I don't even know how to process it, but thank you guys. Look, like it's not that deep. Obviously, nothing's happened yet. Like we have to see, and you guys are still like, oh yeah, still, and I was just kind of like, yeah, but we see what happens anyways. But also, just one last thing before I finish. My family, they were watching on the side that day, and obviously they were cheering on as well. But there was someone else. This is someone different to the guy that came up to me and asked for my birthday and stuff. There was someone else. There was a black guy just next to me. He was just looking at my family and stuff. And that's what I found out later. What scouts kind of do. They kind of look not just at how you play. It's actually your whole life, like your whole how you carry yourself. Yeah, what you eat, your diet, your kind of body language, your demeanor, everything, all that stuff.
When we were training, they had to check our fucking
yeah. Basically,
let me see your legs. Let me see if
really, everything, bro.
So you picture your tension.
Everything. So basically, he was just looking at my family. He didn't say anything. He just like obviously like he smiled at them, he grinned at them and stuff, but he didn't say anything. He was just looking at us. So that was probably maybe kind of a certain connotation that there was some sort of interest, but I don't know, nothing really kind of panned out of it. And then I found that later there was more clubs. I think there was United, and then there was 3 clubs. I don't know the 2 clubs. My dad still hasn't told me to this day.
Probably Manchester-based clubs like Bolton, Blackburn.
I tell you who the other club is. It was Everton.
Everton.
It was Everton. Yeah, United and Everton. One. Yeah, Everton. United and Everton.
They have a good academy as well.
Yeah, they have a good academy. So it was United and Everton that were there. And then the other 2, I think there was another one. Nice one. There was another one. I don't know. It's around the north of England. There wasn't any London clubs, which if I was gonna, I wouldn't expect them to. You know, I wouldn't expect. It would have been northern clubs. Yeah, but yeah. That's pretty much it, man. That was the journey. Then we won the league that year.
And then you won Player of the Year too, first season as well.
I forgot that.
You had a good year that year, man.
I wish.
When you won that Player of the Year, I felt that nostalgia of me, how I felt.
It does. Yeah, no, it's nice.
You went from
so we all won it.
I liked that.
You went from you won the first year too, didn't you?
I won my first year. Yeah.
We went from being shit for 2 games, like just how you said, first 2 games you play shit because you're
You're settling in.
That's the thing. Yeah.
And then next, the whole season you actually don't know how good you were until you get that Player of the Year, and you're like, wait, when I was that good? That's how like when I saw you getting it, I knew. I was like, yes, I knew anyway. I voted for it. All of us voted. Majority of us voted for it. Anyway.
I really didn't expect. I always just try and just lower my expectations. That's just the best thing, Like recently, even like I've had like higher expectations, just in terms of just myself, just stuff like I'm starting to just kind of read more books, go to the gym, just kind of just take care of myself a bit more.
Self-education and body health. That's the most important thing.
Maybe the best thing in life is to have low expectations, but at the same time, just remain kind of committed to something, properly,
It's low expectations and also knowing that if I still be this committed and this disciplined and this focused on something that I'm into, it could lead to something. Exactly. Like for example, this podcast, I'm not putting like, I won't say I have low expectations. I'm like a mid, but like it's because I feel like I can keep on developing, especially when I'm going to South Africa in December. A lot I'm going to bring this as evidence, as a show, my resume for my PLC courses and all.
You want to go to South Africa for?
No, I'm going to be there for 4 weeks anyway in December.
You're gonna like do podcasts
for the first 2 weeks in Cape Town in the big city. I'm gonna be like going to the big studios, kind of just giving them out, like Kanye type shit, where he went around fucking throwing all his music to that's the thing. Because the thing is, I don't want to just like live a steady ground. I want us to keep developing this whole place. I want to keep developing this whole show and all, especially.
Do you think you could go out with your microphone and just get like random interviews? I'd say you could get an interesting enough podcast.
I could do that.
Random questions to random people.
I could do that. Especially I go to South Africa and go to the big C and be like, hi, I'm from fucking the UK.
yeah.
As soon as they say UK, they're like, whoa, UK! Oh, yeah. Interview me.
Whatever's not controversial for them.
Yeah. What would be controversial then for South Africa?
No, nothing. It's just like, if you say Ireland, they're literally just gonna say UK.
Oh really?
Yeah, that's why I have to say UK. Because I went to them. Because I was like, where are you from? Ireland. They're like, where's that near? And I'm like, near the UK. And they're like, you're that country. Yeah. I'm like, fuck off.
If you go over to America, a lot of Americans, if you say Ireland, Scotland, Wales, they're like, that's in Great Britain.
Yeah.
But no, the thing about America, they think Europe is like a country. They think France and all this is a city and all that, but Europe is the country. Like that's how fucking tapped. You like to be honest. You know what America kind of reminds? It kind of reminds me of North Korea. Not as strict, not as strict as North Korea. Yeah, but like manipulation wise and all this, they have this thing where. Yeah, this country is shit, but we can only just we can only say that our country is shit. But if you niggas say like overseas, you all are peasants. Shut the fuck up, nigga. Sure. You're living way more of a suffering life than what we're doing, nigga. You out here waking up and shit, hoping to not get shot.
Bro, do you not see that stat last year? Where it was like in March 2020, it was the first time in like I don't know how many years. I don't want to say a figure because I might be so wrong, but it was like the first time in a while that there's no school shootings. Like it's a reoccurring like theme. I'm sorry, but I don't know how something like that can be normalized. Like I don't know how you could prepare yourself. Like you know how they do drills for shooting drills. You just hear stories about how people do shooting drills. It gets kind of cliche and boring. And then people, when the actual shooting drill happens, people think, oh, it's just when actual shooting, when a real shooting actually happens and the shooter comes into school, they actually think, oh, this is annoying. And then you realize, oh crap, like people realize a bit too late that it's actually real shooting. Sometimes, most of the time, obviously nothing happens, but then sometimes, you know.
My main question is like, who are you bringing into the school? Like if I seen some nigga looking like, if you know when a principal, you know when you're a principal, you're applying for the school and all this. I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna be the most judgmental principal of all time.
See, the thing is with school shooters, and I only watched the Sandy Hook thing this morning.
Yeah, literally about to say that as an example. Yeah,
because this is mad that you guys brought this up because I actually only watched like the whole the timeline of what happened there. Your man, he was 20 years old going into elementary school, so they were like...
Oh, that one in 2013? Yeah, fuck, yeah, that big one, yeah.
Yeah, so he was 20 years old. He was never in that school.
He's like, his mom was a teacher there.
Maybe so, maybe.
Yeah, involved. I think I just know that
he killed her before he went. Then he got the doors were all locked, so security was actually on point there, but he shot out the windows and got in through the windows. And then he went straight into the kindergartens and first graders, started shooting them up. He killed 20 of them. He went on to kill the principal, the psychologist, the school psychiatrist, I guess, and I think like the vice principal and a few teachers. So
yeah, because I remember some of the few teachers were there to like save the kids, and they just had to sacrifice themselves. That's the thing that like, bro, what the fuck, like.
And he killed himself as well.
Yeah. As soon as the coppers started coming in, they saw him at the end of a hall, and he just ducked down into like a doorway or whatever, and they heard another brap brap brap. Loads of gunshots, and when they got down, he had shot himself in the head, I think.
See those people,
That's
problems, I hate.
But that's
one time I just really hate suicide.
That's the issue.
But no, in this situation, it's so frustrating. Yeah. No one can get closure if a mass shooter kills themselves. Yeah. No one can get closure.
Yeah, technically, you lost the battle because that nigga fucking killed it. He did the troll. Yeah, he did the troll way where he killed everyone out and then killed himself.
Whereas with the other guy, the Parkland shooter, Nicholas.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, that one. Yeah.
What's his name? Nicholas Cruz.
Yeah.
Nicholas Cruz. Yeah.
He's still alive. He'll be just locked up for life now, or he might like at a later day face a death penalty.
Yeah.
But for now, he's still alive. So mad to know.
Did you see the? It's kind of like a video of his brother coming into the room.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of like, I'm sorry. He's like proper like contemplate. He seems like you feel. Oh, I don't know how. It's probably just the human kind of mind the way it works.
Shock.
Yeah, you know, like I'm talking, like you know, when you're watching the video, you kind of feel like empathetic, but at the same time, you realize, bro, this guy just like he full on intended to go. I'm gonna wake up today and I'm gonna shoot these people. Like,
didn't he have like a Facebook page like a day before something talking about this weapon that shit? Yeah.
I think he went live or something. I could get the video up, but I don't know, copyright and shit.
Yeah, to be fair.
Got that much power yet.
But he's basically like, today people are gonna die and all this, and he's saying it into his phone all fucking. He sounds so sadistic when he says it as well. I think he whips out like a knife, a pocket knife, like a big one, and also a Glock as well. So like, he let people know before he did it.
That's the thing about America, is like, that's what I'm saying, the gun control, like nigga, like that. If you're gonna actually follow that rule, your country is just gonna be fucked for the rest of your life. Like, look at fucking anyone could go around shooting like 40 people. Like, remember the one in the Batman one, the fucking Dark Knight Rises.
And he comes in
fucking hell, man. After that, I was paranoid to go to premiere.
That
like,
was basically I don't remember. I know what you're on about, but I don't remember it properly. I think it's just about a guy that just came out.
Premiere for the Dark Knight, right?
Yeah, the Batman movie, Dark Knight
And
Rises.
this nigga just came in as a Joker and just
Came in dressed as Joker.
Yeah, had pink hair and shit. Like,
And started shooting people outside. I think when the movie, was it when the movie finished, or was it like when people like, I don't know whether it was the movie finished, but people were still in the cinema, or people were walking out after it's finished. I think it was a mix of both. Like some people were still in the cinema, and then some people were kind of like still walking out, and then that's when he started opening fire, and I think he killed about.
but that's the thing. That's just gonna traumatize a lot of the civilians to go to places like this. Like, no, like after that school shooting, how are you able to go back to that exact same
terrorism.
school?
It is terrorism.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like domestic terrorism, I guess you could call it. It does create fear amongst pupils all over the country, parents, teachers,
Everything, bro. Oh, just even
cleaners,
law
everyone.
enforcement.
Yeah, law enforcement as well.
They'll be scared, but obviously they can't. Well, they obviously might show it, but they have to also make sure that they're also.
So like, a white kid does it, yeah. So Nicholas Cruz walks into the school and he does it, but he's mentally ill. If a black kid did it, or if an Arab kid did it, it's terrorism. It was terrorism anyways. It's terrorism whether it's Nicholas Cruz or anyone else.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I remember one black mass shooting back in like 2002 or something, where he went to the baseball stadium, but he was an ex-military, and that's the thing. The ex-military nigga, you have that fucking mentality and shit. But that you could actually classify as mental illness because he's been through all that PTSD. But they won't classify that because he's a black man. He's just that black guy that came from the war and now here shaming the fucking.
There's the most evidence that is mental illness.
Yeah.
If he was in the military.
Yeah, like, bro, yeah, you seen a lot of crack and shit in there. Like, that's the thing. But anyway, fuck America. Fuck America.
That's a policy.
That's the thing. But anyway, thank you very much, Ameer-A for being on this set, bro.
No problem, man.
We'll have to have him back at some point.
Yeah, 100%. This was probably like a very good podcast here. Just a very nice chill, especially since we weren't in the studio. It was something completely different. It was like we're in my room, just kind of. I was even halfway. I was actually thinking like if we had a camera like that pro. Like I'm actually eager. Probably I'll say September. I'll probably start investing on getting the GoPro so we can.
So audience, prepare for YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube is going to be the place.
We're wearing balaclavas and all, aren't we?
Yeah, if you want to just listen, Spotify. If you want to watch as well, from September on, it'll be YouTube.
Yes.
And even if you want to, just one last point, if you want to kind of picture us of what you think we would sound like or what we look like based on our sound, kind of picture that in your mind, and then when you see us on camera, let us know. What do we sound the same, or do we kind of sound like?
Clapped?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, we clapped. I'm just saying your expectations are. You gotta have some low ass expectations for this point. But anyway, we're out of this bitch. I'll see you guys when we see you guys. Russ, cue that music. Bing, ding.
Oh.